Hi, everybody, and welcome to OpenExO Live. So great to be here today. Today, we have Corina Almagro with us, and it's going to be an amazing chat. I wanted to just remind everyone of the people that are coming up in the next few weeks of this weekly show. Tonight, it's a little bit later. But really, really good to be here. And a reminder that if you are watching live, you can put your questions and comments in the chat. We will be monitoring those so that we can answer those and we can hear what Corina has to say. But before we get Corina up and chatting to her, I just wanted to share a few testimonials from our community who have worked with Corina and what they have to say. So if we start off, we have from Raquel, who is the founder at MOPS. She's just said, Corina's coaching on exponentiality and disruption has been enlightening and a tremendous push to move our idea forward. And then Gustavo said, since I met Corina, I can tell you that she has an extraordinary ability to analyze and understand problems and outline necessary solutions and actions that add value to people and organizations. Next, we have Francesc Saldana, who said, Corina is an amazing facilitator. She's always ready and to help and facilitate any activity, challenge, sprint, and pushes people to the next level. Next, we have Paco, who said, Corina is a great example of a person with an exponential mindset and vision. She can use her past experience and successes to create opportunities for the future. Her confidence and understanding of abundance allows her to share all those possibilities generously. Being part or learning from her initiatives is a must. And lastly, we have from Corina. Corina is a real female leader, always pushing to open doors and evangelize the EXO mindset. So these are just some of the amazing things that some folks have said about Corina. So Corina, welcome to OpenExO Live. So great to have you from Chile. And why don't you just tell everybody who's watching a little bit about yourself and how you got onto this call.
Perfect. Thank you, Kevin. And hi, everyone. My name is Corina. I'm from Spain originally, but I live in Chile right now, and I'm stuck here for the next months due to COVID. So I'm coming from the corporate world. I have been in HP for 10 years in different countries. The last 5 years, I was in Silicon Valley as a product manager and then as an innovation manager. And I'm finally leading the transformation from a more customer-oriented, agile, and exponential company. And I'm now working with many other companies. I have learned that I can help more when I am from the outside of the company. So I'm helping other organizations to move to this new way of working, new way of doing things, new business model. So this is what I'm doing for the past 3 years. I've been fully focused on this. I have worked with more than 30 companies all over the world, from Philippines to, Mexico, Panama, Spain, for sure, USA, many companies, Germany, working on how they can transform the way they work and how they can transform their business to keep up with the changes that we are seeing and that they are coming on. And apparently I'm very pushy because I heard a lot of pushes from the testimonials. I think that was the common word. So I want to push ideas forward. I want to push like this new mindset, this abundance. I think it's important that we all push in the same direction, and I think this is one way to go. That should be.
No, absolutely. So Corina, like, what is, how do you see the world then? Like, what is the world that you are pushing these people to create?
Well, I see a new world, and I think this is great. I think all the changes are accelerated changes. I think people are being forced to work in many different ways, especially now with the COVID, but also with the new technologies. And I see the environment is changing a lot. There is this COVID today, but tomorrow could be another social streak like here in Chile, or it could be the fourth industrial revolution. We don't know. The only thing that I know is that these changes are here to stay. The world is accelerating the changes, and that we cannot predict that future. We need to create that. So a lot of uncertainty, but a lot of empowerment as well to be the change makers.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And as you've said, I mean, you've worked with quite a few companies and organizations in general as well. And how are you seeing them adapting to this world that we live in?
That's very funny, because when I came here to Chile for being in Silicon Valley for 5 years, and I was telling the exponentiality and the disruption stories and concepts, people were looking at me like, this crazy lady that is coming from Silicon Valley and is telling us all these things that we don't understand. So 2 years ago, when I landed here, they were paying attention because, of course, it's an interesting topic, but they were not going farther than that. And I have seen a huge mindset change of people coming to me and say, well, what can I do? How can I change this? So I really see a very reactive way of companies wanting to change and demanding that change for themselves. So this has been an amazing thing for me, especially for going from this. We have these frontiers. Chile is a very isolated country. You have the biggest, like the desert of the world. I think is the driest one. The longest mountains, and the Antarctica. So it's a very isolated country, and people were thinking, no, this is not for here. And I think they have realized that this applies to everyone. COVID has unfortunately got to any single places in the world, and that the exponentiality is here to stay. So we have to become exponential thinkers.
No, I mean, absolutely. And the fact that you've worked like around the world, and as you say, like in Chile, people perhaps said this doesn't like work here. Like, what is your experience across those different fields, like different industries, different areas around the world? Like, I mean, people are at different levels, right? So how does that work?
Yeah, I think for me is that a change cannot be planned. Like a cultural change, for example, in companies, they come along, okay, give me the plan. Like they expect like a 6-month plan to change, and at the end you are playing with people, and we are all different. Of course, you see some patterns in countries like Mexico, for example. Applying the autonomy attribute was harder than in in other countries like the US, or here in Chile, the abundance mindset was more difficult to get in. So depending on the country, you see that some things or some concepts are easier or harder, but at the end, this is the way that there is no magic formula. And this is a journey. This is not a trip. You have to start it and be able to learn and hack the culture a little bit, or the way of working, and see how the system reacts. So these companies, I'm trying to tell them, okay, you are a system. You have your DNA, and let's hack it a little bit, and let's see how the whole system is reacting, and then let's go from there. But not trying to plan without even trying a 6-month work with deliverables and dates, because we don't know how this is gonna work. So it's been a nice journey.
Absolutely. And having said that, though, I mean, you must be coming up against some obstacles where people are like, no, but we need to have that 6-month plan. So what is the answer to those people?
Well, I think after 2 years working with HP, like top management on this, I have got to the sentence. Now what they say is plan is useless, but planning is everything. So like the plan, they don't. It's not it's not helping us, because 6-month plan, we don't know what is going to happen in 3 months from now.
Yeah.
So how can we plan for 6 months ahead? But planning for us is important. So I think it's like a middle balance, middle ground, where they understand that like the planning cannot lead the decisions, but that they need some sort of day-to-day operations and backstage happening, that they need some sort of certainty. So it's the balance between that certainty and leading with the risk and the innovation and the uncertainty that, in my experience, has been the best way to cap up with this, because you cannot say, okay, no, we're not going to plan anything and we're just going to go. No, let's do what we do in EXO, the sprint. You guys have probably heard about the EXO sprint, but it's a great tool, because you go 10 weeks and then you see, and then you open other initiatives, you open other conversations, but those 10 weeks are helping you to really get to what are those things that have been easy and what are those things that have been hard, and why, and getting to know the people and to drive the change from there.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think so many people get stuck in this idea that if I can't have a 6-month plan, it means I have no plan, which is absolutely not the case. It's the same as people who get very worried about the autonomy attribute, saying, you're telling me people can just do what they want? And you say, no, but it's within a framework, right? So what are some of the exciting things that you are working on right now? I'm sure there are a number.
Now, yeah, it's getting busy. Right now, I am working on an EXO sprint with a company in Panama. It is a leading company in the agri-food sector. I think they are the biggest one in Latin America. And we are in week 5. So this is a key week in the sprint. It's the disruption session. Yes. And the teams are being amazing, like developing crazy ideas, disruptive ideas. They're not that crazy. You look at them and say, well, it's crazy. But I'm coaching the 2 teams there. So it's getting really interesting. I'm also working on an accelerating one of those initiatives. So there are, when you have a traditional company, you can have multiple initiatives that are related to EXO. You can have this EXO Sprint, which is, okay, let's look at my business and how to transform my business. But you can also have some ideas and say, well, I want to accelerate this idea, what we call the launch pad. And what we have done, I have started an EXO Launchpad in a company here that does all the buildings for office buildings, and they had a specific idea that they wanted to move forward very quickly in a different way. So it's been a really interesting project, because we have taken it out of the company and work with a high-performing team. There are 5 people there. We had to hire, one profile that they were missing in the company. But the whole process of, okay, who do you have, selecting the people, and then moving that forward, even the result, as you were asking, you were saying before, Kevin. So what is the goal of the project? And it's 5 sprints, 5 weeks, but the goal is to maximize learnings. And it's important, because for the manager was hard to understand. He got it then, quickly, but I said, we're not gonna tell you 5 weeks of a platform development work. We're gonna go and maximize the learnings and see what we get. Maybe in week 5 we have a great platform prototype, or we have a great pivot or something. So this is something that we have. I'm also working. And then, as you know, I'm an EXO ambassador here in Chile. So we're growing the community. The community is getting bigger and bigger, which is great. We're doing digital meetups now that we cannot meet. And I think 100 people have joined since we did the digital. Yeah. So it's still working. We always prefer the physical one, but it's working. And I'm also working a lot now with universities and incubators. Because the universities, they need to teach, the professionals and the students about the EXO model. So I did a very nice project with Soledad in Spain. She has been leading this EXO effort in Spain. And we had a challenge with the university to reinvent the education, the future of the professional education. really nice one with the students. They were getting a scholarship, so a very nice one. And then here in Chile, we opened we launched the first EXO diploma, which is 140 hours. So it's a full 5-month course about EXO, like from the EXO basics of the exponential technologies, abundance, the EXO concept, to the whole exponential transformation process. And the idea is to get leaders to get to know this so they can go and implement in their companies, because they have the tools and we are giving them the mindset, the tool set, and the skill set, right? So we're working on the skill set and the mindset so that they can use the tool set, that the book is ready, So yeah, a lot of things, incubators as well. Startup Chile is a huge one here. We're having some discussions. I think the key point is how can we help the different stakeholders to get exponential and get this mindset in their institution, organizations, education programs, etc.
Absolutely. And we're going to go to the chat quickly, and I see Anne has asked, what's the biggest challenge you faced with a client during a sprint?
Well, I have to say that this sprint now it's been easy because the managers now are reading the book, so it's much easier because they have half of the homework done, and the mindset I have seen that the smaller the company, the more agile and the better mindset in that sense. Like when it's a big company, that one person may have the right mindset, but there is a whole system that is not that easy. So for me, the biggest challenge was in Banco Santander, when we were there in week 5 in the disruption, and the biggest sponsor was so wow about it that he freaked out. And he said, wait, but we're doing this as a training. It's not something that, so he kind of pushed back, and the teams were like, wow, like, no way, we're doing this. This is real. These are initiatives. So it was a challenge, because then you have to manage the expectations of the team that they were planning to execute the ideas as they were told, and then the scare of the other person, say, wow, this is maybe too much, this is something that I cannot handle. So at the end he switched a little bit and he said, yeah, of course, we're gonna try, we're gonna do. But he was a little bit scared of these things, and I think this is a big learning that we need to work a little bit more with the executive team when we do a sprint, because we focus a lot on the teams and to make the teams amazing and shine. But we kind of forget the leadership sometimes, and then they can be a little bit shocked when they see things.
No, absolutely. So on the projects you're working on right now, I mean, what are you really loving the most about the projects?
Always the energy of the people. How motivated they are to join this. I think it's such an amazing opportunity. It's like an MBA. Then they tell you that this is. There was another day, one person that said, well, my brain is bleeding, like I cannot handle so much learning. So this idea of wow. And another person told me, Corina, I have dreamt about you. And I said, well, I hope it's not a nightmare, but I think they get so obsessed with it that they have so much energy and they are together. And I love that. I love working with people. And I'm used to work with many people in a big corporation, and then I moved to this more isolated consultant coaching role. So anytime that that I get a team to work with is the nicest part for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the project, anything you think that is missing?
Missing. I think time. Always they're always missing some more time to do this, and maybe the balance between their day-to-day and having this sprint is a challenge. It's always a challenge. We have had companies that they have even told us, can we do it without the people? It's like, I don't know. I don't know. You can go to the psychologist for me and then tell me what they say, but if I don't go through the process, I don't think I'm gonna change. So it's always a hard one to make. I think there companies are more used to pay and get the results. And here, what we say is it's a transformation. People need to go through the process. They need to feel the pain, because when you stretch them is when magic happens. And for doing that, they need to create the space and give them the time to do it. And it's a challenge for them. So this is the not being able to visualize the final outcome, and not having that control, because then it comes with control. They want to control. And then being a little bit skeptical about what their team could do. And I think this is the biggest surprise, when they realize how much power they have in-house, that they don't need to go outside for the expert. The experts are there. You just need to give them the time and the structure to shine, no?
No, absolutely. I mean, actually embracing the EXO model allows people to be their best, and to then really feel like they want to work, and you then see much better engagement. And we all know engagement in the workplace, especially large corporates, is a big issue. It's it's a big problem. There's a lot of disengagement. So I really do think that has such an advantage.
Yeah, and I think the biggest message that they send when they do this type of EXO project, or exponential projects, is that they people realize that their company know about it, because sometimes the things become a taboo, like potential disruptive forces are not said, and then you have this conflict where what's happening outside, but how your company is doing things, and it's like, well, there is a huge gap in between. But the moment your company gives you the opportunity to talk about exponentiality, to talk about disruption, to identify disrupting companies that are affecting your industry, is this what I have seen from participants is, well, my company knows that this is happening. It's not that frustration that I see one thing and I'm told another thing. Is okay, wow, they know, they're taking care of it, and I think that's been super powerful.
Absolutely. So Corina, I think we could talk for a lot longer, and it's been really great. We do try keep these to around 20 minutes, and so anything that you'd like to share to end off the call to people who are thinking about their company, what they should be doing, or just people out there wondering what's next.
I would say, if you are in a company and you have the decision to start talking about these things, go for it. Don't be afraid, because this is something that it's always welcomed and well received, And if you're in a company and you don't have that decision to change things, you can always learn more about this. This is gonna always help you to go and understand the EXO model, etc. And then if you're helping companies doing their transformation and their businesses, get into the EXO model. I always say digital transformation is good and is necessary, but it's not enough. You can be 100% digitalized, but then if if there is a disruption and kill your market, it's not gonna work, right? So it's super important that you start that path, but try to always think about how the horizon will look like. And it's exponential, and it's disruption, and it's change, and there is no box anymore. This thinking about out of the box, I'm always telling the team, no box anymore, no thinking out of the box, no way, So I encourage everyone to take one step further, learn more, take some actions there, because it's needed. The world needs it.
Absolutely, Corina. Corina, it's been amazing chatting to you. Have a fantastic rest of your day over there in Chile, and I know I'll chat to you soon, hopefully. And thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, you guys.
Thanks. That was Corina from Chile. Always so amazing to hear her and her sharing. Before we end off today, I did want to just remind everybody, if you want to understand more and get to know what potential disruptions are coming your way. One way you can do that is by watching the EXO World Digital Replay. And this includes all the content from our EXO World events. And so we'll end off today's EXO Live just with some more information about that digital replay. Thanks very much, and we'll see you again next week.